to be talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. There was a time when the days of America's frontier and westward expansion loomed large in the collective consciousness of all Americans. For those who pushed into those unsettled territories, it was a time of great hardship where hundreds of everyday Americans suffered violent lawlessness, famine, disease, and the withering brutality of nature. We have stories from those days. Some of them are real accounts of extraordinary events, like the story of the Donner Party. Some of those accounts were fictional fodder for a slew of stories, novels, movies, TV shows belonging to the Western genre. But a good many of those stories have been lost to history. Not because we did not appreciate them, but because they were never told. In those days, suffering was assumed. Everyone experienced it, and it was considered appropriate for someone to hold their tongue about their lot in life. The age bred a kind of hardy stoicism among Americans, and that stoicism, born of a simple humility, became something of a national trait. One's ability to keep to oneself while also demonstrating the compassion to reach out to others in need was a hallmark of a good Samaritan. Such discretion was a sign of true inner strength and personal dignity. Fast forward about 50 tons of cultural and moral rot to the 1990s and beyond, and you have to assume that these values, along with our appreciation of the attitudes of our trailblazing forebears, have been entirely erased. Anyone who can recall the heyday of televised talk shows knows what I'm talking about. It was during that era of lurid fascination of the tawdry that the unseemly became must-watch TV. There was no end to the cavalcade of scandal meant to send an entire nation into gasps. Mothers who couldn't narrow down their child's father, celebrities dishing on their co-stars. In time, the endless stream of depravity started to provoke a backlash. And the phrase TMI, for too much information, was born. But like many calls for decency in the face of selfish, petty indulgence, it was too little, too late. The age of constant whining about one's most shameful experiences in time blossomed into our current culture of the absolutely unthinkable type of public speaking we hear today, which is far beyond TMI. This is because the culture of social justice weaponized victimhood status to subjugate the decent, the moral, and the dignified. We've gone from a culture that prizes stoicism and dignity to one that treats them like contagions. But that idea of responding to hardship with inner strength itself did not come out of nowhere. A good many of those frontiersmen believed in God, so not only was there a foundation of faith, but also a foundation of dignity. Additionally, American culture used to have roots going back to the United Kingdom, and one of the most endearing traits of the English, even in American eyes, has been their ability to keep a stiff upper lip in the face of chaos or violence. It is a trait that served the British well through many challenges, including the Second World War.